In this review of legal descriptions, we will demonstrate how a surveyor will move around a lot, identify the 3 types of legal descriptions, demonstrate how to convert square footage to acres, and define the words check, township, section, benchmark, datum, and spot survey. We will also introduce basic area math calculations by working questions for you. Just relax, listen, and learn. To create a simple legal description, imagine you are a surveyor standing in front of this property. Your job is to describe the boundary lines. Where are you going to start? Surveyors call the starting point a point of beginning, or POB. Next, how are you going to move around the lot? Do you want to move around the lot in a clockwise or counterclockwise direction? There is no rule regarding the direction a surveyor must take when moving around the lot. However, once the movement is decided, it must be used consistently in the subdivision. Let's move around this lot in a clockwise direction. Standing at the point of beginning, moving around the lot in a clockwise direction, are you facing north, south, east, or west? To keep this simple, let's say you're facing north. The next step would be to measure the distance from the point of beginning to the next monument. A monument is a natural or artificial marker that identifies the intersection of imaginary boundary lines. Examples of monuments are benchmarks, iron spikes, wooden stakes, and fences. The measurement from the point of beginning to Monument 1 is 100 feet. So that legal description would read, starting at the point of beginning and moving due north for 100 feet. Monument 2 is due east for 150 feet. The next description is a bit more complicated, so please listen carefully. To measure angles, a surveyor will use a compass which is divided into 4 equal quadrants, and then the specific degrees are measured. In our diagram, draw an imaginary straight line from the monument to the bottom boundary line. When this angle is measured, the description would read south 30 degrees east. The distance is 115.5 feet. The final measurement would close the legal description, meaning it would return it to the point of beginning. This description would read, traveling due west for 207.7 feet to the point of beginning. Please note, this is a very simple example showing how a surveyor would move around the lot. A legal description is a formal description of real property, which could be given to a competent surveyor, and she or he could locate and identify the property using that legal description. The legal description should uniquely describe the subject property and determine the exact boundaries, that is, the location and dimensions of the property. The 3 types of legal description are meets and bounds, lot and block, and rectangular survey. Let's review each of them.
Land in the original 13 colonies, plus Maine, Vermont, Tennessee, Kentucky, Texas, West Virginia, and parts of Ohio were surveyed with the meets and bounds surveying system. The other states used the rectangular survey, which we will review in a few minutes.
Today, we have sophisticated survey equipment to determine measurements and angles the angles can be measured in degrees, minutes, and seconds. In the pioneer days, a legal description could read, starting at the forks of the road and meandering north along the creek bed for 13 chains to the tall oak tree. Follow the fence line east for 20 chains to the big boulder, then south for 13 chains to the walnut tree, then west along the road for approximately 20 chains to the point of beginning, and it contains 26 acres more or less. For your information, a chain is 66 feet.
Meets means to measure distance, while bounds indicate direction. A meets and bounds is also known as a boundary survey. The meets and bounds survey is characterized by degrees, or if the surveyor is really specific, the description can include degrees, minutes, and seconds. A legal description reading south 45 degrees east for 150 feet would be a meets and bounds survey.
In 1785, the federal government began using the rectangular survey system to identify government land. Their goal was to create a system that would measure the land in a uniform fashion. The rectangular, or government survey, is based on two sets of intersecting lines known as principal meridian lines, which run north and south, and base lines, which run east and west. Principal meridian and base lines are based on longitude and latitude. Longitude and latitude are coordination points which describe any location on the Earth. If a captain of the ship or a pilot want to specify their position, these are the coordinates they would use. This concludes this section. Please close this page to continue with the review of the government survey.